Hi class, welcome to the chapter 1, marketing. So without further ado, let's start the chapter. I hope you had time to look at the introduction that also is posted in your Google Classroom. And here we'll be starting at your first chapter 1. Okay, so the book is, as we said, is um, this is the book called Marketing, the Core, Marketing Fundamentals, and we'll have Canadian Marketing. So the book is, there is an American version and there is a Canadian version. This is the Canadian version of the book. It's by McGraw-Hill. And if you member of McGraw-Hill or you can download it, you can go and utilize the book. Now, in this chapter, the learning objective, it will be the explaining the role of marketing in an organization and the importance of the meeting customer needs. The most important issue is we need to meet the customer need and wants. We also need to define and analyze the element of marketing mix. We will be learning about the outline, the steps in the marketing process. We differentiate between good, service, and idea. These are all three kinds, which is each one has a different way of marketing. We will talk and describe the evolution of different business philosophy, how the business happened, and when we, where are we now? Where you 30, 40, 50 years ago was, what was the focus? And also we describe the new and evolving marketing practice, and we will probably summarize the careers that exist in marketing. Most of us think when we talk marketing is somebody who doing a promotion. Promotion is only one part of marketing, and it's not, you know, communicating with the suppliers and customers. This is part of the marketing. Setting up the business is part of the marketing. Could be a business development is part of marketing. So product manager is part of a marketing department, put it this way. Now, everybody, some of you guys have heard of rum gum cakes experiment. It's a Canadian gum. Well, it's built in, produced in Switzerland and introduced here. The Canadian company focus on meeting the needs of the customer. Customer don't want the chemical part of a sugar in the gum. So they want a natural sweet there. So they're meeting that need in it. The consumer also looking for a product without additive, without something natural, sweet, and not. So the pure gum came up with this idea of having a natural sweetness in the gum. Now, the role of the marketing, the brand need to be differentiated, and marketeers are challenged to stay current to ensure their strategy and message resonate with the customers. So for example, that gum need to be differentiated than the rest of the gum available in the market. And customers should hear about it, should know the customer when buying that gum, has a natural sweet in it and not made of chemical. This is what makes this product is different than rest of the product. Doesn't matter if you're talking about gum, food, restaurant, you need to differentiate yourself and make sure that this message is received to the customers. And this is the challenge that the marketing takes on as an activity. So one of the marketing tip is we have the loyal customer based on our promises to them is to keep providing a great quality product at the affordable price. We care more about long-term relationship than a quick sales. That's the CEO what he's indicating. But in general, what he's indicating that if keep in mind when a customer paying for your service or your product, he must feel that he is winning. So if the customer paying $10 to your product, he should receive a value of $10 or more. That value is he's the one who decide whether your product is at a value of $10 or more for him. That's when he's willing to trade or exchange his $10 for your service and your product. So you keep in mind the marketeer's job is delivering that message to the customer in a way he start putting some good value, high value on product. And the more they value your product, the more they're willing to pay more for the money, for as a money wise for your product. Now, you think marketeer, as we said, is only deals with promotion or doing ad or helping a salesperson. So actually, if you're looking at it here, marketing is one of the core activities in the company. So marketing department, there is senior management, and the marketing department has a relationship with the information system, has to deal with the human resource, has to deal with the research and development, and we will come back each one of them to the with the manufacturing department, and also they need to deal internally with the finance because they have to set up the budget. They have to set up the pricing. They need to set up the costing and how much profit they need to do. They need to know exactly how the manufacturing is doing things, the research and development, whether they're coming up with a new where they're going to make your product, the product more edge in it so they can promote that. With the human resource, they deal with the human resource to hire a qualified marketeers, the ones who can run a campaign, deliver a message, be very effective. So they are in the front to support all kind of department, including the sales department. Now they also deal, eventually the whole organization deal with the shareholders. And the shareholders will be, first thing they're gonna look at, they look at the marketing department, how do they market the product, whether it's worth for them to put more shares there or not. The other organization who is partnering with you, you need as a product manager, as a part of the marketing department, you need to be so making contracts with the other organization that aligns with you and staying in a good relationship, win-win relation. You need to understand how the supplier works and the suppliers, what they are looking for in order for you also to be in the same value. I will present you with some examples in the next class and lecture as this cases gets more developed. And you want to, the final thing, you need to deal with the customers and keep the relationship with the customers. So these are things that a marketeer, a marketing person is involved in it, is more than doing a promotion. Then overall, he has an environmental force that it will force him to behave or to act accordingly. The demographic organization, people, it could be, oh, he's dealing with a young male, old female. So that's the demographic thing, the social culture, how they buy, how they active, the economic situation. He needs to understand the technology that he can utilize to do the campaign, to share the knowledge of their product with it. And he needs to understand the competitive so he can be differentiated differentiate his company and his product from that competitor. And he cannot go out of the regulation and regulatories and cannot promote something that it's not part of the or misleading. So these are things that a marketing department usually deal with them on a daily basis. Now, once again, we marketing focusing on customer needs and wants. Successful marketing is focused on the customer needs and wants and developing a program that engage the customer and inspire customer loyalties. You see, needs is always happening. You need food, you need wants are things that you don't need but you want them. So we have to focus on two parts: a need and wants. Sometimes a need and wants and together, and sometimes they are different than each other. But need occur when a person feels deprived of a basic necessities like food, whatever, water. Want is a need that is shaped by a person's knowledge, culture, and personalities. For example, education is shaped. If you need education, you don't need education, you want education because it's shaped through your knowledge, culture, and your personality. Now, focusing on the customer and need, customers do not always know what they need or want. And here is the job of the marketing comes in action. Initial a point of contact with the brand is often online happens, and consumers have unlimited opportunity to become informed or distract. What is meant there? Unlimited opportunity. You may be opening your mobile and you find a commercial or a message there. You might miss that. And open your TV and you find that. You might miss that. The news, you get the newspaper, you find that. So this is unlimited opportunity today, maybe. Tomorrow you might see this ad in or information about the product on in your mobile. After tomorrow you might see. So we're talking about unlimited opportunity. And in the same time, you might be a customer might be distracted. It is because maybe he is looking, but there is something else is distracting him from continuing. Must be to quickly find the site through the search. Now we're talking about technology, and once he is searching something, it should be uh, available for him. This is where comes the edge of pay-per-click in a Google, for example, or in a Facebook. When you start searching, it quickly comes in your face. Now, we said we pay dollars when we get value in return. So if the thing that I'm taking, if it has a value of $10 or more, I will be glad to pay $10. But if it's less, I'm not going to pay for it. So the value is something created from what I want and what I need. So the customer value proposition, a unique combination of benefit received by the target. They see that there is benefit for them by the target, which is the buyer, that will satisfy their needs, include the quality, price, convenient delivery, both before sales and after sales. These are have to be all packaged together in order to have a good value for your product. Now, it could be a product design, a pricing strategies, and the service element. And later on, in different chapter, we'll talk about the product design, the pricing strategy, how it works, and the service elements. Um, Appealing to the target market. With the limited funds, marketing, it doesn't have an open fund. They are having a big fund. Sometimes they are the biggest funds is with the marketing sometimes, because an average of 15% of the profit, it goes to the marketing in general, but still limited. With a limited fund, it's better to channel resources to a specific group of customers who are most interested in purchasing a product rather than targeting everyone squared in fund. If you are living in a country and you say there is a 50,000, 40 million people lives in Canada, so I'm targeting everybody's in Canada. You are wasting your funds and your effort. You need to focus on a certain group and give them a focus message. If you have a certain where you have an edge on rest of other products. So you need to be a very focused on a certain, whether age, gender, occupation. These are the things that you need to, location, that you need to focus on them. So there is a target market, and target market is a specific group or a segment of existing and potential consumers to which marketer direct their marketing efforts. As a good example, Access. Access is a product that really targeting the young male segment. Cheaper price of promoting that this deodorant will make you more attractive for the other genders. Here where you set up once your target is clear, then you set up your 4 Ps. The 4 Ps is the price, product, place, promotion. So P1 is a product, P2 is price, P3 is a place, and the P4 is a promotion. You notice that marketing mix has, the last one is a promotion. So there is lots of activities beside the promotion. You need to select the place, the price, the product, and each one has its own activities. Now, carefully manage to ensure that they are well coordinated and appeal to the customer, to target market. So you're not going to put in Dollarama or Dollar Tree a product of $15, even if it's worth of $100, because people who walks in there, they're not expecting to spend uh, more than $2 to $3 on a unit of products. So you need to find the right place, the right price, the right promotion. So there is a marketing process which is marketers involved in it. And the marketing process requires the marketer to understand their customers and apply a strategic, analytical, and creative thinking skills. Now, identify consumer needs, manage the marketing mix to meet the consumer need, and realize the profit for the company, or in case of non-profit organization, the objective. Let me give you a good example. When we start promoting higher education solution and marketing it, I help the marketeers and the salespeople to come up with a new concept where it wasn't applied earlier. And the whole idea is because we were in kind of an Islamic region or Middle Eastern region or Asian region, which is a conservative region, and we had international students. So the way they were positioning the solution, one of the reasons saying, if you have a daughter or a sister or a mother, would you rather to send her to a country that she doesn't know where she stays, how she's gonna register the course, or how she's gonna survive there? Or would you rather to register earlier, to find out where she's going to live, to find out where is her room, who's her roommate, and how when she's going to start courses. And while she's there, you can stay in contact with her progress of education. This is how we positioned the solutions, adjusted the position. So most of the university, what they thought, and colleges says, yeah, well, we have lots of foreigner students and lots of female comes in, and we face disasters sometimes. The student comes in there, she doesn't see her housing is ready, she doesn't see her courses is ready, she ends up sitting in a hotel, and her parents are worried, everybody worries, and that causes disaster. So a solution, I have adjusted the solution and created a need for a solution like this. So identify the consumer need, manage the marketing mix to meet the consumer need here, and realize the profit for the company. Now, marketing process of planning, managing good service or idea. So you can have an idea of saving the world and you can market it. You can, like a MAD, there was an organization in Canada called MAD, which is its idea about how make people realize that drinking driving is bad and can save people. So that's the idea. You market that. And include the marketing mix. So it's the marketing is a process of planning and managing good service idea to meet the customer needs and organization objective if it's a nonprofit, which is include the marketing mix. For example, if you look at Dove, Dove aims to improve self-esteem and body image for women. When they found out there was almost 20%, only 20% of female in North America, they had self-esteem and they wanted to work on that. You might be realizing that shaving razors. Shaving razors here is used, there is a special shaving razors for the ladies and soap with it. And what's happened, Gillette in the 20s, they produced so many shaving razors, they couldn't sell it so to men. So they start promoting it to female that they have to shave their legs. And from there, they created the need, which is the people stop buying shaving razors. Ladies were buying that. So the marketing process is there is an exchange, the trade of thing of value between the buyers and sellers so that each benefit more than just money. So I'm giving money because I'm gaining a value equal with that money or more. That's meant here. And if you notice saying you're trading the value, this is the value with the money to get more value for your money. So what can be marketed? Things, as we said, any goods, services, and or idea. Many successful marketers today launch products with all three content with the consumers. They launch a product to connect with the consumers. So the idea is market is to describe the potential consumer who have both the willingness and the ability to buy a product. Now, lots of us have the willingness to buy things, but not the ability to buy things. And lots of us has ability to buy, but we're not willing to buy that thing. So you have to, there is has two things come together, willingness and ability to buy. Sometimes the market, the target market and the consumers are different group of people. Marketeers need to decide on the balance of who should be targeted for their program. For example, the toys. You are targeting you are trying to sell toys, and who's playing with these toys? The, the kids. But you are marketing to the person who is buying these toys, which is the parents and the kids, because the ability to buy is with with the parents. And if the parents knows that can make their kids happy, so you create the willingness and the ability even within the parents to buy the product for their children. Now, there is another point of view. Sometimes the children put enough pressure on the parents to make them buy things. So this is, it could be two way of marketers, for the marketers. Now, when we talk about the evolution of business philosophy, we know in the early 30s, before 30s, it was a production oriented. Ford to start producing cars, everybody started producing cars, and everybody bought things. And then there was a shift, it became sales oriented, and that's when we heard a very famous novel, uh, Salesman Death, I think, or something like that. It's a North American novel. And there where with the sales was oriented, everybody trying to sell. And then in the 90s, 60s, we started thinking of the way we do marketing. The more you do better marketing, the easier to deliver sales. And then eventually now we are in the relationship marketing orientation. And we're going to talk about how this relationship marketing orientation, and I will be putting a video for you just to take a look at it, is the fact that we really, when we buy a Nike or we buy um, Calvin Klein, we are in a relation with Calvin Klein market product. We are in a relation with Nike, not with the product. So it's just we feel that these products makes us happy, or so we need to be in love with them in order to buy them. I'll put the video to give you an extra look of how you could be doing some certain way of marketing and eye opening. There is a three elements of relationship marketing: the social media. You have to utilize the social media. You need to know how the CRM works, or customer relationship management. There's so many tools, Salesforce, there's Oracle, there is all, big organizations, mid-sized organization, IT, develop some kind of a CRM application. And you need to know about the corporate social responsibilities. These are the three elements that you need to manage in order to be successful in relationship marketing orientation. Now, customer relationship management, we will talk about, we will bring later on, maybe in the middle of the semester or the end, I will bring some kind of a CRM application, and we will be evaluating it, how it works in order to create that relationship with the customer who's visiting you, whether he's in a product oriented or a service oriented or an idea oriented market. The customer relationship management is all about sharing of the wallet. I have X person coming to my shopping mall or coming to my superstore. If I keep a relation with him in a good side, what's the percentage of his money is going to be spent in my store instead of the next similar store? That's how you look at it. I mean, I go, for example, to Safeway, and I go to shop No Frills, and I go to uh, different supermarket. Now, a customer relationship management is how Safeway or how no frills, or how um, fresh food can really take the biggest chunk of your wallet for food in this case. And you see, Shopper Drug Mart, Canadian Tire are doing like a, miles and collecting point are doing a good job in that. Then the customer lifetime value, you will see that the customer, how much you value them. When you start grabbing one customer, if he is a repeating customer, and you want to make sure becomes a repeating customer, there is a value. And usually to sell more to the customer is easier, much, much easier than selling the first time. So you need to keep that person or that customer. And then the corporate social responsibility, show the people that you're really responsible, whether you're supporting the minority, the people who cannot see, the handicapped. This is a part of your promotion and customer relationship management. So there is what you call the CRS initiative. So your sponsorship and the CRS, just to let you know, it is corporate social responsibility. The CRS initiative, you can sponsorship and or spreading of the community program. Um, I don't know, Ernest and Young, they were sponsoring a beauty pageant, which is, that wasn't, if you know Ernest and Young, they are accountant. Why would they sponsor a beauty pageant? They might be sponsoring better. So you need to select your really who you're sponsoring, and that did not look good for them. So be careful who you are doing the CRS. So sponsorship and or spreading of the community program, sponsorship and or involvement in the fundraising. You can be involved in the fundraising initiative for charitable organization and show that. And the business philosophy that implement, you show that you are responsible for the environment, for the people that you work for or with, or they work at your places, and also you're responsible for the community. These are where the CRS initiative, and we said the CRS initiative is the corporate social responsibility, is a big work that part of the marketing. So the new and evolving marketing practice, marketing today is focused on meeting short-term consumer needs and generating immediate company profit, as well as long-term availability and sustainability of business. So when I sign or have my company sign one contract, especially in the field of IT, I get that customer for the next 5, 6 years if I'm delivering a good services. So I'm looking at the short term to sign up with me, which is that called a low hanging fruit. And then also I'm looking in the long term to to keep it at as a customer. So the widespread use of digital and technology in Canada is the most important trend impacting how the marketer goes to business. Today, the technology is, a little bit cheap. um, you can always keep under the radar, put it this way, your potential, your current customer. So you're going to keep them and keep them for a short and a long run, generating profit from that. The new, there is a digital marketing, and I would like to have one of the assignment focus on the digital marketing because this is the main thing. I think it will be around for a while. And the digital marketing is made of, we will also probably will give a special class talking about a digital marketing, like content marketing, mobile marketing, proximity marketing, and social media marketing. Proximity marketing is a very interesting. Google has developed something it's called proximity marketing. Now, if you're sitting beside somebody and this person beside you is looking at furnitures, the one beside you will get also an ad or a promotion for furnitures, because he's very close to you and sitting beside you. He might saw your ad, or he also probably will be interested in certain ad. So that's what the proximities marketing also working. So these are where we'll be talking on the details, how we do the digital marketing, what's the content marketing, and how you do it, what do you do in mobile. So most of the marketing is not direct selling, keep in mind. The marketing is indirect selling most of the time. Then you have a real-time marketing, and in a real-time marketing, you do marketing in the same time, especially you see in the TV, they do marketing and they're waiting for people to buy. That's called the real-time marketing. Experiential marketing, and you usually do an experience. Coke came up with this idea and had people trying Pepsi and Coke without telling them it's a Pepsi or Coke, and suddenly they chose the taste of the Coke, so people will end up selecting more Coke. So that's called experiential marketing. Partnership marketing, where you are partnering with some strategic alliance who he has good medias or can help you to strengthen your image for the customers. You do a strategic alliance, or you do a promotional together, and marketing is like you're doing, for example, milk and cookies together, certain milk and certain cookies. Then you have the metrics and the analytics tool, which is drives for you the marketing research. And we will be talking about marketing hypotheses and marketing theories. And these are the metrics. You know from the metrics, from analytics, how many people went to your site and which page they jumped out or jumped on buying, at which page of your thing it stopped more, found out things more, or they just became not interested. These are all comes into analytical and metrics marketing. And there is issues about marketing regulation. You always do not try to promote something that it's not part of your product, or try to cover something that maybe hurt the community or hurt the consumers. And ethical is a part of and regulation part of the marketing. Therefore, regulations safeguard people, community, environment, and you. And there is, in Canada, we have Canadian Marketing Association, or the Canadian Marketing Association also providing resource for marketeers. Now, it comes with a career. As we said, most of us start marketing as a promotion, how to do advertisement. And we found out that no, it could be a product manager, it could be you're dealing with all these organizations, all part of department, all the external. So it's a big activities that you need to do. You might be doing specializing customers, you might be in marketing specializing with the suppliers, or the management, or the environment. So these are all part of jobs in the marketing. But how you start, you need to market yourself first. And you're starting a point to get an education and create the network of the business professional. I'm here to support you to get you the education. Later on, I might give you a few tips of how you create your network of business professional. And then you develop a personal marketing strategy. So by then, you will be able to really sell yourself as a marketeer and get probably a position with a marketeer. Now we finished this chapter one, and hopefully write to me or talk to me to chat if you find, if you have any question. Look forward I will be posting everything every week based on that week. And also in the announcement, I will be making announcement, and hopefully within 2 3 weeks, I will divide you in the teams where you'll be working as a group, and you're also going to be working individually on a Flipgrid or uh, uh, other application. So I'm looking forward to work with you and to understand how how the marketing can be useful and wonderful thing to do. Okay. You have a nice time. Bye bye.